Don't do this!
Now, finally, I am free of you!
He said it was like looking in a mirror. That power, that pain, that's where Savitar comes from loss.
You know what I saw when I looked into that man's eyes? A deeply wounded soul. I saw the same thing in you the night your mother was killed.
What am I gonna have to become to stop him?
Didn't see that coming.
There are only 4 rules you need to remember. Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
See, that's the thing about time travel. The more you do it, the less the rules apply to you.
I really don't think you should be spying on me, Cisco.
Is it spying if we're friends?
You trusted me and I let you down.
You were my son once. Please, Barry.
That's not my name!
Savitar needs something from you. Once he's done with that, it's over for you.
I only need for Iris to die so that you are driven so far into the dark that I can be born.
And now we're all in trouble because I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
Oh, it's all coming together in the worst way.
Now the moment is upon us.
Here we go.
Bye-bye, Vibe.
You kill me, you become me. Either way.
You lose, Barry.
Hey, my name is Brian, this is Shane, and this is the Popcast. Cue the applause.
The Popcast.
Cue the applause. Oh.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, there it is. There it is.
You don't even need to cue it, bro.
Okay, everybody. This is the super recap, and let me explain to you what happened yesterday. You're seeing this video today because yesterday's video, which we recorded, and we spent time out of our day to set up and all that stuff, didn't work out. For whatever reason, the audio is way off, and I'm not going to curse you and put that up because that would not reflect very strongly on the quality that is the Popcast. So we decided to change Super Tuesday this week to Super Recap. Here's the deal. It sort of worked out because we were able to watch all the ungodly amount of superhero shows that were on last night, and we were right about a couple things, and we were wrong about a couple things, and now we can actually talk about it with some education.
You know what's cool?
Yes.
Hey, what's cool is you just totally talked about the Super Tuesday thing, and we announced Super Tuesday on the episode yesterday we recorded that never even aired, so people don't even know what Super Tuesday is.
Apparently, well, we did record an episode. We were doing this Super Tuesday thing. We're like, oh, well, Tuesday we're going to do Super Tuesday because all the superhero shows, and then it didn't happen. So
yeah.
And
so,
by the way,
so you don't know what Super Tuesday is, but
where did you get that hat?
Oh, this hat?
Yeah.
You mean this mixed tees hat?
Looks like a nicer version of my hat.
Yeah, let me tell you something, man. So all this kind of bull garbage has been going on where you get a bunch of mixed tees stuff and I get nothing was bothering me. So I went down to the shop yesterday and just kind of hit up some of the people. And when I got there and I told them who I was, everybody was like, "We don't know who you are." And I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe they don't watch our podcast."
I'm the star of this podcast.
Well, no, that's not true at all. I think that no, because I asked if there was like a supervisor there or somebody in charge, and they went away and then came back a couple minutes later and said, no, nobody is there to talk to me. So I was like, that's reasonable. Totally could happen. But I pretty much got upset at that point and said, I need some mixed tea stuff because my co-host is getting a bunch of mixed tea stuff and I'm getting nothing. And they just kind of looked at me and like,
they don't like you.
It was like crickets, bro. They just like look at me like, yeah. And then one guy was like, "I'm sorry, we don't know who you are, and we can't just give you stuff." So I said, "Listen, I totally understand." And there happened to be one guy up front, and he was wearing, a hat that looked something like this. And so I was talking with him, and I dropped a $5 bill on the ground. And when he bent over to pick it up,
you stole his hat.
I just knocked the hat off his head and then picked it up, threw it on, and then ran out.
Well, pretty soon our show is going to be the Popcast, not sponsored by Mixed Teas.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think anybody there believed me. So I think we're totally good. I mean, since they didn't watch it, I don't even think they knew it was me. So I got something, though, and that's cool. But we still need to talk to their owners and find out what the deal is.
Look, bro. I
got to get some
It's
stuff.
just that I am the only personality here. So, if you actually amped up your personality a little bit, maybe they would know who you were.
Well, okay. All right,
Just
but
saying.
wait. How about if you would have let me attend some of the meetings originally when we set this up?
Well,
that might have.
The meetings were very private, exclusive events. And
I never signed anything.
Let's get on with the show. We'll talk about later.
Fine. You know what I'm gonna do, bro? I'm gonna dance like no one is watching.
Oh, that's nice. Well, because we're talking about the Flash today, I got my Star Labs coffee cup right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course, Mixed Teas gave you that too.
Yeah, actually, it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
Well,
I'm keeping notes.
Yeah, keep all the notes you want, bro. Okay. And if you had some personality, then maybe people would care. You know.
Got my hat, bro. Yeah, one thing at a time. All right, anyway. Let's get back to the Flash.
Okay.
We got some exciting stuff happening.
So yesterday you didn't see, but Shane, you did. I did mention that I thought that Savitar was going to be beaten by some weird like time remnant thing where Barry creates a time remnant and in the ultimate sacrifices himself to erase Savitar from the timeline, and then his time remnant was going to take his place in the ongoing seasons, right? That was my theory.
Wait. Is that how you're going to roll right now?
What?
That's how you're going to roll right now.
What?
I'm not getting no credit for this? This is your theory?
I mean, you helped me come up with it. Yeah.
Because yesterday's didn't air. Let's let everybody know who said that Barry was going to kill himself.
Well, yeah, it was you had that theory. I expanded on it and made it, a lucid thing. So, here's the deal. We were like the opposite of right. What would the opposite of right be?
Not right.
Right, except for we weren't 100% wrong either. We were in the correct. We were like on the right field, but we were playing a different game. That makes sense?
So yes. Yeah, I got that.
So what actually happened, for all you people that don't know, is that it was a time remnant thing, but Barry, the time remnant, is Savitar. Okay. Here's where it gets crazy.
But there's 2 more episodes left.
There is, and they're going to defeat Savitar. But now we know where he comes from. Here's the weird chicken before the egg paradox. Okay, what happens is Barry does create in the future, in 4 years from now, he creates a bunch of time remnants to defeat Savitar. Savitar kills most of them except for one. Barry and the last remaining time remnant, they lock Savitar up and put him in the Speed Force, right?
Smart.
That one time remnant survives. And then he is shunned by the rest of the team because he is the surviving time remnant. He's basically Barry, but he's a surviving version of a time remnant that shouldn't be, right?
Okay.
He's sort of shunned by the rest of the group because he's not their Barry Allen, and he gets this growing animosity. He's in some kind of accident of some sort, and decides to say screw it, and he goes back in time to the beginning, finds the Philosopher's Stone, creates his suit, and becomes Savitar, and then goes on this ridiculously long campaign of getting back at himself. Here's the tricky part.
It's very narcissistic, bro.
Here's the tricky part, though. He can't have been created. Savitar can't have existed unless Barry created a time remnant to stop Savitar in the first place.
Ooh. So it leads back to our theory, your theory, that I had very little part of.
Yeah. No, I mean, you said ultimate sacrifice, time remnant, blah, blah, blah. And I just expanded on that and gave it an actual, substance.
Yeah, and completely took credit for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the deal. It's a closed loop. And I love how Cisco actually in the show last night said, he confirmed it's a closed loop. This is something like a cycle of history that keeps happening because Barry creates a time remnant to defeats Savitar. That time remnant is left alive, goes back in time. becomes Savitar. Barry creates a time remnant to defeat Savitar. They defeat Savitar. The time remnant survives, go back in time, and becomes Savitar. This time. You get it? It's
Okay,
never
so
ending.
Doesn't it feel like, and be honest about this, don't you feel like using the time paradoxes is just a little bit of cheating for the writers?
I gotta say, the writers, they wrote themselves in a hole when they made Savitar feature Barry. And I love the...
I don't know why they did that.
I love the massive webbles on these guys, because they're like, you know what? We're going to double down. Yeah, we wrote ourselves into a hole. You want to see how far this hole goes, bro? Let's do it. And they were like, let's make him a time remnant. Let's make him to only have been to have existed if there was Savitar in the first place, and then make him Savitar, creating this closed circular loop of time paradoxes.
Yeah.
Whoa, mind
that's
blown.
Crazy. Yeah. Now they're like, now they all finished. They're like breathing heavy. They're like, what the heck are we gonna do for season 4?
I know. So like, they gotta figure out a way of beating Savitar that doesn't involve creating him in the first place. But it seems like that's the only way to defeat him. So they did this.
Okay.
They did this really clever trick yesterday, where they erased Barry's memory. And the crazy part is, when they erased his memory, he forgot everything. Like, pure amnesia, right? Well, because he did that, he doesn't make the time remnant, doesn't make Savitar. Savitar loses his memory on the other side of the world. And then because he lost his memories, he doesn't create Flashpoint. And all of the metas start losing it, like Wally West starts losing his powers. And he does lose his powers. So it's almost like the easiest way to defeat Savitar is to forget him. Is to forget everything that you've done. That way you won't do it in the future, which means Savitar would have never created, because it's weird all the time. It's all connected somehow. It's not linear.
But it almost seems like knowing should keep you from repeating the future.
Except for that's the future you is what you're fighting. Oh, not the future you, a version of you, right? A time remnant of you in the future is the one that you're fighting. If you lose your memories now, that time remnant doesn't have memories. You don't create the time remnant. You don't create Savitar.
All right, so how are they going to destroy him?
You don't create Savitar. You don't create Flashpoint. Wally West doesn't get his powers. Boy, I mean, like, you can get a headache trying to follow this stuff. It's impressive. Like I said, the writers wrote themselves in a hole and then just said, you know what? Let's see how far this thing goes, and just doubled down, man.
The room that they work in, they've renamed Alice's room.
I know, dude. It's like they looked into the darkness. They're like, let's see who blinks first, bro. Let's do it. Come on. They're playing chicken with the audience. Let's see who blinks first. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Right. So it's going to be an interesting couple episodes going forward.
So let me ask you a question. Does Savitar go into season 4 or no?
No way.
Okay. No, it doesn't happen.
I don't think so. I mean, they're going to go back we saw in the preview that they're going to go back and get Captain Cold, which, it's very convenient that they keep going back into history where Captain Cold exists. Really great character, played by a really good actor. And I understand that the audience loves this character. They moved him to Legends of Tomorrow, and then he killed himself, basically, to protect the team. Spoiler alert, sorry, if you haven't seen Legends. Basically, he dies saving the entire team in, like, the universe or something. And he used to be this villain that basically becomes a hero, right? The ultimate redemption story. Well, because the audience loved him so much, they keep going back. And like in Legends, they went back and got a version of him before he joined the Legends, and he was still a villain. Then now they're gonna do the same thing in Flash. They're gonna go back, they're gonna get a version of him before he died, and they're gonna bring him forward to help him defeat Savitar. And my question is, when are they just gonna be like, you know what? You guys like him. Let's figure out a way to keep him on the show, because
why not?
There's only so many times you can go back in time and keep taking this guy, plucking this guy out of the timeline, bringing him to the future, and then separating him right back where he was before the guy's like, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah. Hey, are you a big fan of Grant Gustin?
I wouldn't say a big fan, but he's not a bad actor, and anybody that's friends with Tom Cavanaugh has some kind of ability that maybe we're not seeing yet. So I'll give it to
let
him.
me ask you the big question. Are you disappointed that he's not playing the Flash in the upcoming Justice League movie?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I know a lot of people have this weird thing where they're like, oh, well, the TV Flash should be playing the Flash in the movie. I'm like, no, that's not true at all. First of all, TV and movies are different things. They're different acting styles that you need. They have different writing. You know, TV has a lot of close-ups, and the reason that TV does a lot of close-ups and like quick shots, and they cheat a lot of scenes by not showing the conclusion right away, is because TV has a very tiny fraction of the budget that a movie does. So you can't
develop the backgrounds.
Right. So in order to get the story for it, you need the actor to act that story out on their face, because sometimes you can't see what's going on around them. And so in TV, there's a lot of close-ups, and TV actors are really good at knowing that and being able to convey that message and tell a story without all of the frills that movie does. But on the same note, movie actors need to be able to act continuous, you know, for a 2-hour movie.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, because I gotta say, I feel for a lot of the fans who are looking forward to Justice League but are huge, you know, Grant Gustin fans and aren't going to get him. I mean, you got 3 seasons invested into this actor. I mean, I feel for that, and it's very rare that you get a TV show that translates into a movie at the exact same time where you've got to. I mean, I was trying to look it up. I can't think of the last time that happened.
Superman Returns and Smallville happened with them.
Yeah, but you can argue that Smallville was a younger Superman. So well, you could throw off the character. You can use a different character.
Yeah, you can also argue that Flash is in a different universe because.
Well, yeah, and this is not the first time,
right?
Yeah, right. So it's legitimate. I mean, Zack Snyder said. I mean, the whole reason we don't have Grant Gustin in the movie is basically Zack Snyder said, "I just don't think it was a good fit." I mean, that's what he said. So
yeah, it's not Grant Gustin's problem. It's more like he's a TV actor, and they need someone.
He's not ready for the league.
Yeah, right. They need someone with more chops for the movie.
Gravitas. More gravitas. Yeah, no, I feel that.
Ezra Miller, from what I've seen, is a really good choice. I haven't seen him much as a Flash, but he has that. He has the ability. He's well received by a lot of people in a lot of other movies. And when they did Smallville and Superman Returns, a lot of people were like, me included, why don't they just use Tom Welling as Superman? Why are they using this weird underwear model, Brandon, whatever?
Yeah.
First of all, the movie was a bust, but it wasn't Brandon Routh's problem.
Right.
The writing was really, really bad. Superman Returns. Brandon Routh, however, is actually a pretty good actor. It's crazy how charming this guy is. And now he's on Legends playing the Atom, and before that, before that he was on Chuck as the American hero. And
I just want to say that you're in love with an underwear model.
I have grown
male
a lot of affection for Brandon Routh. I love he's able to poke fun at himself, and he's a pretty good actor, and he plays that now I know why they picked him for Superman. He plays that like Clark Kent role in a lot of the things he does, where he's able to
has the look for sure.
Yeah, he has the look. He's able to man up and be Superman, but he's able to also play the innocent farm boy thing. And so it wasn't bad casting; it was just really bad writing. Because like if you think about it, the casting was pretty good. Brandon Routh's actually pretty good. Kevin Spacey's pretty good. But the writing, in fact, Kevin Spacey as the Lex Luthor was like, woohoo, yeah, perfect. But the writing was horrendous. Like, the guy picked up a kryptonite island. Get out of here, man. It's crazy.
I know what you mean.
It's like the writers never even watched Superman.
Well, back to the Flash. So Ezra Miller, and this is kind of the point. The real reason I brought it up was if you go back and you watch the episode or the part of where Batman, I think it's in the trailer, where Batman basically goes and meets the Flash and he throws his Batarang, right? And then Ezra Miller watches it go by him. And then that whole interaction. I mean, I like Grant Gustin, right? I like Grant Gustin, but when you're doing the big movie, you need a little bit of the wholesome, oh gee gosh, I just don't know, feel that comes from a young Flash, a young Spider-Man, like we're getting on the Marvel side. Yeah. So I think Ezra Miller was a good choice. So I'm glad that Grant Gustin is not in this movie. So
yeah, I think that it would have also thrown into a question a lot of other things, like, wait a minute, if Grant Gustin is in this movie, then where is Supergirl?
Right.
Where is the Arrow? Where are the Legends? Where is
his entourage from the TV show?
Right. Where would it be his entourage? Right. So I like the fact that he's not it, because what they can do is they can make this a whole multiverse thing. We're like, yeah, the TVs and the movies are all interconnected. And if it gets really popular, the movies that is, because the TV shows really already are, they can play with the idea that they already do it on the TV show, that there's multiple versions of the Flash and there's multiple versions of Supergirl and whatnot, right? They can play with the idea that the movie universe is connected too. And why not? Because they have this whole multiverse thing already set up. Marvel actually put themselves in a hole by going, this is the one universe, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. exists in this universe, but we don't talk about them on the Avengers or on any of the movies.
Right.
The TV shows always reference the Marvel movies, but they never actually. But the movies never reference the TV shows, and it's because the movies can't be bothered with that nonsense.
They aren't gonna. It's too much.
Right. The TV shows are basically utilizing that for ratings. But then when there's this huge TV thing where like the world's at stake, you're like, where are the Avengers? Like, what the heck? Where's Tony Stark?
There you go.
If they're in the same universe and they exist in the same world, like, where are the superheroes that are here to protect us? Because like there's some world-breaking stuff going on right now.
Right.
So having them in the same universe, but separate somehow, but like separate because of like studio problems, not because of like real problems. It makes it really hard to. It makes it unbelievable. Like I really have to disconnect myself and compartmentalize when I watch S.H.I.E.L.D. and go, this is S.H.I.E.L.D. There's no there's Avengers in this world, but they're clearly off doing something else and more important. That's all.
Right. Yeah. To keep yourself from being disappointed, you give yourself a limited scope.
Right.
That makes sense.
With the Arrowverse and like Flash and all that, I don't have to do that. I just go different universes, different whatever,
Okay, so let's hear, now that we've seen another episode, we got 2 more left. What do you think is going to happen as we go to the finale for Flash? 2 more episodes.
Well, it looks like Cold Queen, whatever, Killer Frost, is starting to warm up a little bit to the team again. She had like a weird moment with the team on last night's episode where she sort of became Caitlin for a second, and she was talking to Cisco. And I'm like, okay, maybe they keep Caitlin as Killer Frost, but she becomes like, in the comic books right now, Killer Frost is part of like the Justice League. So maybe they keep her as Killer Frost, but she becomes like a weird, like good, not good, but like semi-good version of the character, sort of like Captain Cold is. And I gotta be honest, I never was a huge fan of Caitlin Snow. I mean, she's not bad, but she wasn't like great. I would rather see a powered version of Caitlin Snow, sort of like half working with the team. And I feel like there's more story there that you can tell, and there's really cool effects you can do. So
how do you think it's gonna final? How long do you think it's gonna finish with Savitar?
Tomorrow, not tomorrow. Next Tuesday, we have 2 more episodes, right? Next Tuesday, we're gonna probably see Captain Cold come back. They're gonna try to get this device. It's probably gonna be a 2-parter where they like go get the device that they need, that's being guarded by King Shark to power the Speed Force cannon or bazooka or whatever. And they're probably gonna get it. That's good. The conclusion is probably gonna be that they get the device. And there's probably gonna be some like Killer Frost moment where she has to make a decision whether or not to do something bad or good, and she's gonna make a weird decision to do something good because of her history with the team, and that's gonna call into question her loyalty with Savitar. And then going into the last episode, it'll be them using the cannon and the conclusion. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think by the end of the episode, somebody is going to die. For sure, by the end of the season, somebody will die.
Okay.
It could be that Barry creates a time remnant again to defeat himself, but this time
cheating.
But this time the time remnant dies, and because the time remnant dies, Savitar dies. I don't know. Maybe they're having a funeral for the time remnant. In the leaked pictures, looks like Killer Frost is at the funeral, so probably not Killer Frost. It's either going to be Harrison Wells or a version of Barry that dies. I mean, that's all I could tell you.
It's definitely, I think, going to be a version of Barry that dies for sure.
Why would they be having a funeral for a version of Barry that dies, though? Like, they never had a funeral before for a time remnant that died.
Well, that's the only way you can get rid of Savitar.
Yeah, I guess create the time remnant to defeat Savitar and then promptly kill the time remnant. I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe they tell the time remnant, dude, you become Savitar. You help us defeat him, but you become him, and the time remnant takes his own life.
That is exactly where I'm going with it. That's what I think.
Hey, that'd be the ultimate sacrifice, and you deserve a funeral if you take your life for the rest of the team.
Yeah. But come back and enjoy the rest of this Flash season with us every Tuesday, Super Tuesday. We're going to be here talking about it, and
more like Wacky Wednesday.
You have Super Tuesday, Wacky Wednesday. What was your Thursday?
I'm thinking it's going to be Super Recap Wednesday because like the shows happen on Tuesday, and in order to talk about them, we want to talk about them the next day, probably, right? So
maybe we shouldn't do Super Tuesday. Maybe we should do Recap Wednesday.
Recap Wednesday. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Come back next week for Recap Wednesday.
Come back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I can't.
And subscribe. Hey guys, we got the 200 subscriber giveaway going on. Don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already done so, leave a comment, and we're going to be choosing a subscriber when we hit 200 subscribers, and we're going to be sending you
some free swag. Woo!
Swag.
Free swag.
I might even give you this stolen hat. Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, might happen. Actually, you give them your stolen hat, because they'll just send you another one.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? Not gonna do that, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Comment, share, like, and subscribe. See you next time, boys and girls.
Catch you tomorrow.
Adios. Okay. Woohoo!
Ciao.
Mira.
Goodbye.